Good afternoon, Cold Lake High School. I'm Cameron on this double day 2.
And I'm Matt. On today's news, we have some weather and other announcements.
For the rest of this week, as well as next week, when you bring in 2 non-perishable food items to the library, you will receive a $5 off coupon for Panago. Be sure to support our local food bank.
Mr. Stasiak is still collecting forms for the Skills Canada trip leaving next Thursday, May 16th for Edmonton. If you're interested in attending, you're asked to turn in the form as soon as possible.
The CLHS ATM is now operating and charges a lower transaction fee than the other ATM. All proceeds from our ATM go towards supporting our student programs and scholarships. Please be sure to show your support when using an ATM.
Imperial Oil Award interview schedules are now posted up in the display cabinets. Please be sure to be on time for your interview. Interviews will be held Monday, May 13th, starting at 9 a.m.
Now let's head over to Keene with your RTV weather.
Hey, I'm Keen, and this is your weather. Currently, it's 5 degrees Celsius with a few clouds. Winds come from the north at 34 kilometers an hour, and humidity at 65%. Saturday's going to be a high of plus 19 and a low of 0. Sunday's going to be a high of plus 24 and a low of 8. And Monday's going to be a high of plus 20 and a low of 11. I'm Keen, and that's your weather.
Thank you, Keene. A message to the following students: Kristen Stawn, Gabrielle Lapointe, Colton Lucas, Levi Lucas, and Brandon Bentley. Please be sure to see Miss Smith at lunch today.
Also, track and field athletes who have not handed in their permission forms and money to Miss Smith must do so immediately. Deadline to hand the form in is Tuesday, May 14th.
Also, grade 12 students that still wish to order grad clothing are asked to see Mr. Holleboff before the end of today. This is your last chance to order clothing.
Lastly, today's cafeteria special is chicken fingers and tater tots for $5 and cream of turkey soup for $2.50.
That's all for your news today. But before we sign off, let's check out some interviews with various people about how they cope with stress.
Have a great day, Cold Lake High School.
Hello, Cold Lake High School. I'm here to ask people how they cope with stress. Cameron, how do you cope with stress?
I cope with stress by reading comic books and watching movies.
Ryder, how do you cope with stress?
I like to go to the gym.
Ms. Kaminsky, how do you cope with stress?
I like to go for a run or go fishing. Those two things relax me.
Tyra, how do you cope with stress?
I cope with stress by going outside.
How do you deal with stress, Shane?
I read and I watch YouTube and stuff like that.
Keen, how do you cope with stress?
Well, I just take out my truck, maybe take it off some sick jumps.
Melissa, how do you cope with stress?
I like to play sports.
Miss Walsh, how do you cope with stress?
I like to do yoga as well as play with my little daughter, who helps to maintain a good balance because she's funny and fun. Yeah.
Mr. Yoshida?
Yep.
How do you cope with stress?
Stress?
Yeah.
Stress. Do I have stress? Help me. I think I'm better now. You have a calming influence. You're a good person. I've already known that about you.
Thank you.
Stress in my life. Let's see. How do I cope? Video games. Not that I was just doing that right now when I was supposed to be marking essays, but video games is a good stress release. Let's see. Oh, I work out in the morning. So every morning at 7:30, I go and work out and get some kilometers in. That helps, alleviate the need to perhaps, violently, deal with students. That's a good thing. I go home and I play with my kids. That's really good stress release and so forth when they're wrestling with you and so forth. Airsoft. Going and taking your, classic Second World War M1 Thompson submachine gun that fires at about 500 feet per second, full auto, go out in the backyard, shoot some targets, that's good too. So yeah, there we go, That's Yosha's stress release.
All right. Good stuff. Back to the newsroom.